Rogue One: A Star Wars Story is an incredibly enjoyable movie with many great moments. Unfortunately, most of which will spoil your viewing experience if you haven't yet seen the film. So if you're looking for a spoiler-free review, check out the video I released on Thursday. However, if it's a spoiler-filled discussion you're looking for, stay tuned. To summarise each key plot point and incredible moment, let's go through Rogue One in chronological order. As I mentioned in my spoiler-free review, Rogue One's faults lie in its opening act, so let's take a look at the negatives before the overwhelming positives. First of all, I'm not too fussed about the lack of screen crawl, as it helps separate Rogue One from the main saga movies. However, I feel the sudden jump into the story was very weird and awkward. Maybe I'm just not used to this style of opening, but it felt very unnatural. Furthermore, the chopping and changing between planets didn't feel quite right. What's worse, the text at the bottom right of the screen to indicate each location, while important, doesn't suit Star Wars. It takes you out of the moment. I felt like I was watching Transformers or something. Thankfully, they are the only complaints I have. The rest of the movie is near perfect. While some think the R2-D2 and C-3PO cameo was very cheap fanservice, I popped for them nonetheless. However, I nearly jumped out my seat for Tarkin. I can't believe how well he looked. I also loved the inclusion of Leia. When she first appeared, I thought they would only shoot her from behind, so it was a pleasant surprise to see her face. Involving both of these characters made the film feel that little bit more special, and it helped connect Rogue One to A New Hope even more. One of my favourite scenes in the entire movie is what I label as peaceful desolation, where the disabled Star Destroyer crashed into another Star Destroyer, all while beautiful piano music played in the background. Watching Imperials die in the vacuum of space was no consolation for the loss of each hero though. How heartbreaking was it to watch each member of the Rogue One team perish in their attempt to steal the Death Star plans. K2SO's death in particular was hard to watch. It just goes to show how well each character was portrayed and built up to leave such an emotional impact. Speaking of the heroes, I'm really glad they never had Jyn Erso and Cassian Andor kiss during their attempt to escape the Imperial base on Scarif. They teased it, but they never went all the way, which was the right call. A romance between the two just for the sake of having romance in the film was unnecessary to say the least. Finally, let's talk about Vader. He was used sparingly in the film, which was a good thing as he would have overshadowed Orson Krennic otherwise. But his scenes were incredibly impactful nevertheless. Now let's talk about my favourite scene in the entire movie, Vader taking out rebel troopers like a warm knife through butter. Having the Dark Lord announce his presence with his trademark breathing, only to lighten up the dark with his lightsaber was epic, and what followed was nothing short of awesome. I could honestly sit through an entire movie of Vader laying waste to rebel soldiers. What's more, the original trilogy never really showcased Vader's immense power, so watching him kick ass like that is essentially a dream come true. I also really like the fact Rogue One ends basically where A New Hope begins. The film's climax makes you want to watch Episode 4 for the 496th time. So, do you agree with my points? Let's get down and dirty with the spoilers in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions about Rogue One that you would like answered, ask away and I'll answer them as part of the Star Wars FAQ series. Thanks for watching, and for more Rogue One related content, keep a look here to the King's Hands. On the ancient Sith homeworld of Moraband, during the Clone Wars, Grandmaster Yoda sought to discover the secrets of immortality, the culmination of which allowed him to retain his identity after death. However, Yoda also saw glimpses into the future and heard some of his final words. Little did he know what the future would really hold and what "there is another Skywalker" really meant. Today we'll be taking a look at the other Skywalker in question for every high and every low.